Oh my gosh, this is going to be the cutest video on solar fountains, and they're all DIYs. Well, if you're making solar fountains, they're going to be DIYs. Why? Because all you do is get the kit, and then from there, you've got to use your imagination to bring in those birds. Hint, it doesn't take much. Birds come to moving water, quicker than standing water. So let's go through all the different solar fountains that I have built over the past couple years. Some are still in the garden going strong, and others have been taken down and made into new ones because, well, it's like a puzzle. It's easy to take apart and change at any given time. See what you think? Hope I've given you some ideas here on which ones may look really good in your garden, your patio, your deck, or wherever. So let's go take a look at all the fountains and see what the birds seem to like and which birds like which more. I so love solar fountains, and water's important to birds, all birds, hummingbirds and everything. The easiest one to make would be just a bowl with some rocks. You can put it in and you will bring all kinds of birds. They all will love it. But let me give you a hint on this. When I built it, nobody looked at it. For weeks and weeks it sat with nobody, and then all of a sudden all the birds started coming to it. Birds that I had never seen in the garden before started using a simple bowl with some rocks in it, and that was just so much fun. So be patient, because you never know who's going to come to some of those fountains you think that nobody's going to come to. Then I started looking around, and this is what's so fun. I bought an angel at the thrift store, really cheap. It was just a bird bath, but all I had to do was drop the fountain kit in there, and the birds came to it. They loved it. I even had an old refrigerator tray and a bowl. The refrigerator tray, I took a tray and put a tube with holes, and doves and sparrows, everybody came to it. And I love how the baby sparrow watched the dove, and then he came in to test it. One bird will teach another, because birds watch each other. And another bowl, I took a globe. It was a kid's play globe, split it in half, and I made a fountain out of that. Flower pots. That's a simple flower pot. Turn it upside down with a tube, and you've got yourself a fountain. Candlesticks are so much fun. The birds love them. They just love sitting on top and bathing out of them. All kinds of birds. Then somebody threw away a bird bath. Well, their pump wasn't working. It was electric. No big deal. I took that out and replaced it with a solar fountain pump. Now I've got myself a full-size bird bath running on solar. Buckets. Buckets was my next favorite thing. There are so many ways to set up a bucket. By using the lid or putting a bowl with a lid. If you don't like the lid that came with it, or you don't have a lid, you can even use a plate. A bowl that you eat out of will work too. All you have to do is put a tube there and bring the water up. The birds love it. Color doesn't matter. Believe you me, they will come to any color. They are looking for water. It's so much fun. Or a tray, a chip and dip tray. You can put that there and then make a hole in the center. Hummingbirds are not real big fans of splashing water, but they will zip back and forth to take a drink or to take a bath. And it doesn't end there. A coffee can. Technically, it's not a can, it's plastic. That works too. Use your imagination. You never know what you're going to come up with. I just took a coffee can, made a fountain out of it, and I figured, well, if they're coming to take a bath, why not give them something to eat? So I put some dots on the side so they can eat and enjoy themselves like a little resort. And boy, do they love it. And you can get fancy with it too. And then it's just looking around the house to see what you've got. I found a frog, and I set that up on a piece of plastic underneath. I found a Barbie doll pool. I put a frog in there. And then I started with cement. I made myself a cement dome, and the birds love it. I designed it with hummingbirds and flowers. I had all kinds of birds coming to it. I made a square cement block, and that was just a bucket and a free tray you get at the nursery when you buy plants. And that has worked out beautiful under the tree. I made a cement block for the bathtub, a round one, as you see here. And I got the fish with the little boy on it. That was given to me from a friend that no longer had their fountain. Put a solar fountain kit in each one, and bam, I've got myself a solar fountain and the birds come to it. You'll see here the hummingbird was coming down. Very hard to get a photo of that, but he was coming down to it. Goldfinches were coming to it. They were coming to the splash. I had put a plate there so they could get on the plate to take a bath. But let me tell you, the bigger your solar bath is for the birds, well, the bigger the birds will find it. So be aware of that. But that is so much fun to see the hawks come and take a bath in the bathtub. Then one of my favorite ones was the cement ball. I made that out of a kid's ball. I filled it with cement. You've probably seen the video. I do have the video on that. That has been my favorite. I've made a couple balls already. But a lot of you didn't want to deal with cement, you said. So I went into Styrofoam. You can get Styrofoam balls. You can paint them if you want with non-toxic paint, or you could get the green ones. But you can put them on a plate, a chip and dip plate, any plate you've got, and just put them out there. And the birds, the hummingbirds, love to hang on a ball because they like the water to trickle down under them. And you could set it up fancy if you want. You could take it with a bucket and put it in a basket, but they don't care. They just want that water. And remember, it's not just the hummingbirds that love balls and fountains too. You could just use a shoebox. Put a Styrofoam ball on top of a shoebox. Simple. And if it looks too plain for you, go ahead and put some plants around it. They don't care what it looks like, but you care what it looks like, and they will just love it. And it looks so beautiful too. And they will come to it and they will take a bath. It's so joyful to watch that. And of course, where the hummingbirds are, if you've got Orioles, they're there too, because they follow the hummingbirds because they know where the hummingbirds are getting food. So they go to the feeders, but they also will go to the bird baths because they see them taking a bath too. And if you don't have a Styrofoam bowl, if all else fails, turn a Styrofoam cup upside down and you will get the same results for free. The Orioles will come and the hummingbirds absolutely love a Styrofoam coffee cup turned upside down. They'll sit on there and they will take a bath. And that was actually a surprise. I did it for fun and they came right away to take a bath. And then I went to the thrift store. And I found some of those plastic drinking cups. Then they come with straws. All I needed was a bowl, which I picked up that day. And well, like I said, the Orioles, they found it right away. But I'm telling you, the hummingbirds found it first. And some of you were afraid of the bowl. They were in the bowl taking a bath, the Orioles. Now, the hummingbirds won't go in the bowl, but they will hang on the top and take their bath. They love water that trickles down them. And that has been so cute. And I do like putting in sometimes a perch by simply putting a hole through the cup, which will give some birds a place to land, but hummingbirds tend to land right on the cup. They have tiny little nails. This has been so much fun. There are so many things you can make. Look around your house, look around the store. Use your imagination because solar fountain kits are the easiest thing to do. The solar panel goes out in the sunlight, very simple, and the pump is attached to a cord that ends up in the water. And from there, well, you can build anything you want. And then, of course, if you don't have a cup, remember the peanut butter cups I made for the feeders? Well, guess what? You got it. It'll work for a bird bath too. So I hope I've given you some ideas. I hope I've gotten you excited to go out there and make a solar fountain for your birds because they will love you for it. And you know what? You're going to get more joy out of it probably than them. Never mind. They're going to get a lot of joy out of it. With that, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Gosh, it's so cute.